Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Richard Krawczyk at the Mr. Blueprint. You can find me all over social media with at the Mr. Blueprint. Why? Because you can't pronounce my last name. It's like, can I buy a vowel, please? So Mr. Blueprint's a lot easier. I'm here with the awesome Jeff Fargo. How you doing today, Jeff?
I'm awesome as well. Thank you.
I thought you were Jeff, not awesome.
I can be awesome or Jeff or just awesome Jeff. Either's fine.
That's wonderful. I see you're in your car.
I am. I'm in between meetings right now.
Isn't it great? With Blab, you could be on the laptop like I am, or simply get on the mobile app. So this is awesome. We have people joining us already. Professor Ruiz, thank you for joining us. And we've got more people I'm sure will be joining us here in a few minutes. So Jeff, you use Periscope to sell things, which is actually really interesting. I've just recently got on the Periscope. As you saw, I scoped a charity event this past Monday night here in Las Vegas, which was really fun. Now, how did you discover Periscope, and how do you use Periscope to sell?
I discovered Periscope about 6 months ago. A good friend of mine, Krista Whitley, came and she actually live streamed my indoor cycling class. My real passion is I'm a spin instructor, and I've lost about 70 pounds in the past year and a half. And if I could make enough money to support my wife and genetically superior kids, that would be my full-time job all the time. But I lose about $3 a class when you figure out the playlist and gas money and what I get paid per class. So, but it was really just live. She came and live streamed my spin class about 6 months ago, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And we had people from all over the world asking me about indoor cycling and fitness and how to lose weight and the whole thing. And so I then started to think about how I could apply that to my real job, which I work for a title company, First American Title Insurance Company here in Las Vegas. And I basically build marketing plans for residential real estate agents here in town. And to date, I've scoped about 70 homes, ranging in value from $150,000 up to $10 million homes is what I've done.
Wow. And for those who aren't all that familiar with Periscope, can you go into that just a little bit?
Sure. Periscope is owned by Twitter.
You like that? You like the cat?
That's awesome. Is it good luck if a cat goes behind you and bad luck if a cat goes in front of you?
Well, judging by the 1969 Cubs, it's bad luck if the black cat goes in front of you. Thank you, Mets, New York Mets. But apparently it's okay behind you. So
that's awesome. Then you're fine. Actually, Periscope is owned by Twitter, and they went live March 15th of this year. The first 10 days that they went live, 1 million people subscribed, and by August 31st of this year, 10 million people have been on. So now there are well over 10 million subscribers, and basically it's live streaming all around the world from whatever you're doing. It could be eating a French fry, touring a home, at a concert, at a baseball game, whatever. And people engage you. They can ask questions. They can, just like here on Blab, they can in real time validate what you're doing by giving you hearts, because it's fluid, it's video. It's not just like how you like a static image on Facebook. If there's a part of the actual video that you like, you hit your screen a bunch of times on your phone, and you kind of endorse what you're seeing. And the video lives on Periscope for 24 hours. What I personally do for my clients is I download, we walk through homes together and tour the homes, do virtual tours, and I download the video to Dropbox and then send them the link, and then they use it for future use, whether it's on a podcast, YouTube video, content for a landing page for that specific listing, stuff like that.
Wonderful. Yeah, you actually showed me one of your scopes about a week or so ago, a tour of a property out in Las Vegas. And obviously what you do for touring homes can work anywhere around the world. It doesn't have to be in Las Vegas, though, we do have the best of the best here. I mean, you're here, right? So there you go.
What really helps is that Las Vegas is a global brand. So whenever I'm doing my Periscopes, I always do the heading always has the hashtag Las Vegas, hashtag Vegas in it, because it goes out onto my Twitter feed as well. So you leverage your Twitter audience as well as growing and building and leveraging your existing Periscope audience that you have.
Okay, now you mentioned you tap your screen a few times. You double tap, to add hearts. Over here on Blab, we have the little thing with the little hands, and you click that a few times. It's basically Blab's version of hearts. And you mentioned that you can interact with people. How do you interact with people on Periscope?
What happens is people will actually type comments. So little text balloons will come up on the lower left side of the screen. And so I'm very interactive, and as long as they keep it, relevant to the content that I'm showing, I engage with people all the time. To keep it professional and protect the brand I'm representing as well as the brand of my clients. If it starts to go sideways, I usually give somebody a warning, and then after that, I gas them. Then they're blocked.
They're blocked. There you go. Yeah, because there are a lot of weirdos that are on.
No, on the internet? I've never heard of weirdos on the internet, ever.
Well, of course, everything on the internet is true, too.
Right, exactly right.
I mentioned that.
Just ask Al Gore.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, how do you get clients, and how do you get compensated for doing Periscope for, let's just say, in your case, real estate showings?
What I do is I go into real estate offices and I say, hey, how would you like, to get your listing global exposure? And they go, how much will that cost? And I'll say, nothing. I just want your title insurance work. Just give me, put your stuff in escrow with me. There's no added fee for what I do. I'll actually train you how to do it. It's another weapon in your arsenal on how to do it. It gets really deadly when realtors go in for listing appointments and go ahead and Periscope a property ahead of time while they're there at the listing appointment, and then they can show that, potential client and go, well, 63 people just saw your home. So sign here for the contract, and let's get rolling.
Well, let's just say you weren't in the title business, which you are, and you're one of the monsters out here in Las Vegas. What would you recommend that people charge realtors for a service like that?
I think it becomes hourly because it's really something. It's how much time you're investing in what you're doing. You could go, overboard, and because when you've got the raw video content, you can then edit that, get it down to the way they want it, put in bumpers, do the whole thing. So, Vegas is nuts in terms of there's people here that are wearing Carhartt bib overalls but have $100 million in the bank, and you wouldn't even know it. And then there's people that are driving a, Mercedes S-Class, and it's on coupon books, and they've got a second mortgage on their home. So Vegas is Vegas is a funny town. And so I think that, you can be charging anywhere from, $50 to $200 an hour, depending on how much time you're investing, your expertise, what intellectual property are you bringing to the table. Really helps out whenever you're going to be Periscoping for a client and you're looking to leverage Periscope to build your business as well as theirs.
Well, I would think you'd have to be, the fee that you would charge hourly would all depends on how many followers you have. Because if I have 4 followers, I would probably charge a very low fee. I personally have over 227,000 followers on Twitter, so I could probably charge a lot more money. So absolutely. I think they would all be, a scale based on what you bring to the table.
Right. And also the beauty of Periscope is also how the geo-targeting feature, and because we're a global brand here in Las Vegas, there's a lot of folks that don't follow me, but they're always checking out, hey, what's going on in Las Vegas? And you can check, there's a mapping feature on Periscope, and people drill down, and if they see someone that is scoping and it says, here's me, and I'm scoping a luxury listing, or it could be someone that's just looking to, buy a home here or to interact with somebody here in Las Vegas. They go ahead and watch my scope and interact.
Well, I think it'd be more than obviously just homes. You could do luxury cars, work with every car dealership and do a scope on every single car on their lot if you wanted to. There's a lot of different things you can do. The cool thing about real estate is there's usually a story behind the property, especially in Las Vegas. There's always a story behind the property. So I think I think you can do more things. Like I know somebody that sells yachts. Mm-hmm. This would be great for him to be being able to sell high ticket items, and people like luxury. Can you do the same thing for watches or anything else? Absolutely. I don't think it really has to, you have to pigeonhole yourself just in the real estate. It just so happens that you do real estate and you're very, very well at it.
Yeah.
Nonprofits, donating your time to charity, to be able to help them out. That's some of the things you can do. And you can get a lot of social media love and media love by working with different charities. So I think there's a lot of different things that you could do with Periscope to sell, not just overtly selling, but actually selling a brand or brand message like you would for a nonprofit.
As long as your message is sincere and transparent, it's very easy to take that message global via Periscope. The one thing I do recommend is you have a plan ahead of time. It's live, it's video, and so you really need to kind of map out what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. What are your unique selling points of whatever you're trying to do, and then get it out there. The worst thing in the world is to go ahead and go live with a scope and you just don't know what you're doing, and you're representing a brand. And we're all representing ourselves as an individual brand, so it's kind of a double negative. So you really just need to do a little bit of homework ahead of time before you go live.
Yeah, and again, living proof that you don't have to be in the title business to scope real estate. You and I have a mutual friend, Krista, the social media unicorn, who I've interviewed on the Blab before, and she gets paid, quite well to do social media for luxury real estate properties. And she has scoped many times from luxury real estate properties. Matter of fact, she was on, I don't know if it was a scope or it was a Facebook Live, on mentions, where I actually saw you for the first time. You were in the background. She was in the Facebook mentions, and that's how we originally got connected a few weeks ago.
Right. That's exactly what happened. Is I'm the one that brought them into a luxury real estate client I have here in Las Vegas. They do probably $400 million a year in transactions, and their niche is high and ultra high net worth individuals, and they broker their real estate deals, and they needed some help with really a more formatted social media campaign. So I brought in Social Media Unicorn and said, here guys, connect the dots. You guys, let's see if we can get something on and make a baby. And mazel tov, they made a baby.
Yeah, a pretty big one, pretty good size one, the size of a bowling ball. So being a dad, you can relate to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of bowling balls, your wife is due pretty soon, isn't she?
Oh, yes, she is. Well, she's due in January 14th, but if she has her way, she would have the baby out yesterday, and she curses me every single day now for getting her pregnant. How dare I?
Yeah, it's all your fault. Exactly.
Yeah. And she pays me back by having our house is like the meat locker scene in Rocky. You can see your breath in our home because she's a furnace 24/7 right now. So it's really comfortable with the Fargo household right now. Oh,
there you go. Well, how would you recommend that somebody actually get started with Periscope? Because I know, does it pull your Twitter profile, or can you add, let's just say, a different hashtag to your profile for Periscope?
Actually, yes and yes. Yes and yes. Great question. The one thing I said to people when I'm training them is just start scoping. Find something unique. Remember, any social media campaign, regardless of what any type of message you're trying to evoke, if you're selling something, you're trying to convey a message, people want to know about you. And are you married? Do you have a partner? Do you have dogs? Do you go hiking? They want to see a commonality. And once they have that, then they're going to be more comfortable to do business with you. So Periscope, just like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, go scope everything as long as you feel it's appropriate and is germane to your brand. Just start scoping, and then also, follow people on Periscope that you agree with what they're doing and you like what they're doing, and you could pick up some tips. There's a lot of folks out there on Periscope that are doing infomercials and saying, this is what you can do to get more followers and all that. Well, that and a quarter gets you a cup of coffee, and we're not having a cup of coffee anymore here in Vegas, but it's just reach out to people that you find engaging, that you like, that you want to hang out with, regardless if there are computers around, and watch what they do. Feel free to reach out to them and ask them questions. I get hit up every day, and I'm always available to, my philosophy is I'm open code on everything. I don't hide anything. The water goes up, all the ships go up.
Right. Well, I mean, you brought up a good point about followers, that kind of stuff. And we had a joint meeting with another gentleman in town here a few days ago. And, we were talking about Twitter followers and all these other kind of followers, Facebook, Periscope. I'm like, contrary to what women say, size is everything. Size is really everything to a point. Because let's just say if you only had 5 followers, but one of your followers was Oprah, I think you'd do pretty well.
Right.
So don't really concern yourself with the size of the followers right now. Obviously, the more the merrier, but work on the quality of the followers you have and the engagement you have with them. Because social media is all about engagement, whether it's Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, or anything else.
You really just need to, it's quality over quantity. And it's a little bit of homework, and you do okay. I've done, knock on wood, I've done very well in this town. And with what I do, I just leverage, the social media tools that are out there. We're actually a pretty techie town in Las Vegas. People don't know that, but there's a lot of very social media savvy people here, present company included. So it's just finding out what are the latest and greatest techniques and tips and tricks, and then getting them out to your people. That's it.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, Jeff, how can people get a hold of you, whether it be for title insurance or to follow you on Twitter or anything else?
On Twitter, I'm Vegas Title Guy. That's the best way to get a hold of me. On Instagram, I have a pretty sizable following there. I'm Vegas Spin Guy, because that's where I do a lot of my fitness indoor cycling stuff. And then if not, just on Facebook, I'm Jeff Fargo, and feel free to reach out to me if you have questions about leveraging Periscope. Feel free to get a hold of me, and through any of my social media platforms, and I get back to you as fast as I can, as long as I'm not running to the store to get my wife something who's having an 11 o'clock craving because she hates me because I got her pregnant.
Yeah, damn you, Jeff Fargo, damn you.
Damn me to hell. Damn me to hell.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot for being here. Again, my name is Richard Krawczyk. Thanks a lot for joining us on this edition. How to use Periscope to sell. And you can find me all over social media at the Mr. Blueprint. That's at the Mr. MR Blueprint. And my website is themrblueprint.com. Thanks a lot again, Jeff, and we'll see everybody in the next episode. Bye-bye.
My pleasure. Take care.